Hey, this is Warryn Campbell, and you're watching We Sound Crazy. And I'll never forget, I was sitting at the top of the steps, and I seen this silver G-Wagon flying up the driveway. I'm like, who was that? Out jumps Brandy. I haven't written a song with anybody yet. They told me you left the band. I said, Brandy, I'm a songwriter now.
Welcome to another week of We Sound Crazy, your official backstage pass to all things music and culture. I'm Phillionaire, music, TV, film. I do a lot of things. I'm an expert. There you go.
What's up, y'all? It's Claude Kelly, hit singer, songwriter, and one half of Louis York with this gentleman over here.
What up? It's your boy Chuck Harmony. I'm a songwriter producing the half of Louis York.
What up, y'all? Bacon from Macon, music executive, and your true music aficionado.
Our next guest is a 5-time Grammy-winning producer, songwriter, musician, and executive whose work has shaped gospel, R&B, and hip-hop for decades.
Yep.
From Mary Mary and Erica Campbell to Kanye West, Brandy, Alicia Keys, Mario, Music Soul Child, the late great Luther Vandross, his catalog is deep. His ear is undeniable, and his impact on modern music is real. I call him lava when I see him. We'll get into that in a moment, but I'm talking about the legendary, the iconic. Please welcome Warryn Campbell.
Hey, wow, nice. Hey, that's crazy. Wow.
Listen, bro. First of all, finally. Finally, you are here. This is our first official We Sound Crazy trip to Los Angeles, and we would not feel correct doing that without having you in the chair to give you your flowers.
Let me say welcome
to you. Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Welcome to the West.
Your career is super illustrious, and there's a lot to get through. And I don't want to just jump in the middle. I want to start from the beginning, because what I'm hoping people get from this is how long you have been in love with music and how long you've been chasing your dreams and executing. So as early as you want to start, I want to understand the makings of Warryn Campbell. What are the influences, the artists? I'm sure family and church are a part of that, but I want to hear what kind of drives you to be who you are.
Yeah, well, it's going to have to start on the corner of 21st and Griffith in East LA at a little small house that was converted into a church called King's Chapel Apostolic Church. You could probably fit 50 people in there. My pastor, his name was Bishop J.W. Wright Sr. His daughters were R&B singers, and his youngest daughter was my godmother. Her name was Edna Wright, lead singer of the Honeycomb.
Okay.
His other daughter was Darlene Love.
Darlene Love?
Yes. And so the music at that little church, insane. My uncle was the organ player. All my family was the choir. I played keys and drums. My other cousin played drums. My dad played bass. It was a family, but it was like anybody would show up at that little church. DeBarge, Warryn, Andraé Crouch. I seen the Righteous Brothers there.
Wait a minute.
Bono. Everybody would come and just to see and hear what was going on in that church.
Warryn and Bono?
Yeah, because my auntie Edna was my godmother, and Darlene Love. They would sing background.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yes,
everybody.
Everybody. Yeah.
So when they came in town, they would always make a beeline to the church to hear everybody get down.
It's just interesting because obviously you've been doing. You're one of the people that's been really good at kind of like jumping genres the whole time. And normally for people, that's a choice or a struggle, right? But based off what you just said, it all happened at the very beginning. You're natural. In a church and you have all of rock and roll coming to your church. So you're getting all the genres in your
It was supernatural. It was supernatural. I remember, like Elder DeBarge was at our church all the time. He had an uncle named Pastor William Abney. Everybody called him Uncle Bill. He would come to our church and preach and bring L with him all the time to play and sing. So like those worlds collided so much that when my father left there and started his own church, it was very easy when I started about 13 and started playing and gigging. And I met at 12 or 13, I met Mario Winans. Back then, everybody called him Skeeter. He was here in L.A. playing drums behind his mom, Vicky Winans, at some church. And he was talking about, overheard him talking to this other guy about secular music. He was saying, and Mario's probably 2 years older than me. He was like, oh, I'm never doing no secular music. God only, I'm saved, And I was very impressed by that.
Yeah.
So I went home and told my dad, I ain't never doing I'm only gonna do gospel. My dad actually sat me down and said, son, listen to me. Because my dad is a pastor at that time. He's retired now, but he also worked 7 days a week at Anheuser-Busch and made beer.
Right.
That was his job. So he was like, son, you don't do construction, you don't type, you don't take dictation, you do music. That's your occupation. So you got to do what you love. He said, I don't like all that cussing, because I was heavy in the Redhead Kingpin. NWA was everything to me.
That's crazy.
NWA was like, and I was sneak and play, and he would hear it. I don't like all that, but I hear what you like. He said, do what's in your heart. He said, now you got I tell this all the time, you got your occupation and your salvation. You can't let your occupation run all over your salvation. By that, he meant I got to have standards.
Yeah.
And so I was like, my dad actually pushed me into doing other music. I don't think he meant go straight to Death Row Records.
I was gonna say, like that's literally. He was like, okay, go work with an R&B artist in the 90s.
Yeah, he didn't mean go straight to DJ Quik's house.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't mean that, but that's what I did.
But that's where it led
That's
to.
what happened, man.
So I've seen you play bass, I've seen you play piano, I've seen you play drums, I've seen you play it all, right? What did you start with?
Drums.
Drums, and then you moved to piano? Bass.
I started drums at 3, bass at 6, piano at 9, guitar around 13, 14, sax at 8. And then I realized, music, this, Chuck, it's only 12 notes.
Right.
So once I realized I could figure out the mechanics of an instrument, how it physically works.
Yeah.
Oh, then I can figure out how to play it. They're all the same.
Yeah.
If you once you learn the physicality of how something works, then the notes is the notes.
When did the producing part come in?
So that started happening. So I told you my godmother was in the Honeycomb. She was the lead singer. Her husband, my uncle Greg Perry, he was the producer and the songwriter. So he wrote the song "One Ads." Gonna put it in the one. That's what that shit song. Yeah.
Which you later sampled.
I sampled that for Mary Mary's song "Heaven."
Yeah.
And I put my godmother in the video. That was my first time directing the video and everything. So, but he was the producer. This dude was bad, and they would take me to the studio with them. I was 4, 5, 6. I mean, I was in sessions with Andraé Crouch. They were working with H.B. Barnum, the producer. I frequented sessions with him. I was a little kid, and I knew I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So when I was 11 years old, she bought me my first Fender Rhodes for my 11th birthday, put it in my room, and to me, that was a studio.
Right.
Because 2 years before that, my dad bought me a little Casio. That was my studio. Then I had a sign on the door of my bedroom, and I wrote a little logo, and I put Cinnamon Productions.
Not cinnamon. Why cinnamon?
I have no idea.
I said we bring it on.
Cinnamon Productions. Sound like
Cinnamon
I make
My
baked
Block.
goods.
Cinnamon Block Productions.
Cinnamon Block Productions.
But I knew I wanted to do that back then, and so by the time I was 12, my dad, he would buy me a piece of equipment and say, okay, he'll make me read the manuals. I hated that, but you better read this manual or you can't touch it.
Interesting, because I hate a manual.
I hate it too.
But I learned to do that. My son is in here now. I'm making him read. We bought them little NPC samples.
Yeah. I gotta give me one of those.
I read the manual, son. But yeah, so he says, like, I'm gonna buy you this, and if you learn how to do this and work it well, I'll buy you something else.
Okay.
So that started at around 9 years old. By the time I was 12, I had drum machines, keyboards, sequencers. All the stuff was separate back then.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff, guitars, all kind of stuff. My whole room was like, and I was making music. I didn't know I was producing or making beats or whatever.
Yeah.
I was just, making music at that point.
Can you talk about just how important it was for your parents to invest into the gift that they saw in you? Because unfortunately, you have a lot of kids who get this bug, and for whatever reason, maybe lack of resources or whatever, parents can't really pour into their children.
Support, yeah.
But I mean, clearly your parents are like, yo, even beyond the spiritual religious aspect of it, go and do what it is that God has called you to do. Can you talk about just the importance of that in your life?
Super important, man, because my parents saw what I was interested in and just started really pouring into that. And I know it's because they had interest when they were kids and they were not poured into.
Yeah.
To that point, I believe this thoroughly. Like when you see little kids looking to be near instrument or by the piano, by the drums, don't discourage them, because you might be discouraging a future genius.
Listen, I have a lot of nephews and nieces, and
Even your own
family.
children, though.
Right.
Come on now, that household of yours?
Yeah, they're all into it. They're all in it. They all got, my oldest, she's 21.
She can sing.
She can
like
sing.
nobody's business. Yeah.
She lives in Atlanta. I'm like, hey, I call her Pop Up. Listen, I need you to put some backgrounds on this. I just last week I worked on this record and I had to turn it in for this movie real quick. It needed backgrounds. I sent it to her. She said, Dad, I got this thing. Okay, I'll do it tonight. About midnight that night, I got a thing in my inbox. I mean, beautiful, laid out.
Yeah, man.
How you got a whole system in the house, like backgrounds, mixing, production.
Yeah,
Artists.
I was just doing something. I was working on I had to do a commercial. We were in London for Christmas, and I had this commercial, and I just couldn't do it. My son was there. He did it. I said, I need a beat, man. He went in there, did the beat. He did the commercial. My youngest daughter, she's 14. She's writing, rapping, and dancing. So I'm pouring into them. But
The next generation.
This generation, I got to make them do a little more.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to play all day.
Yeah.
They have all these distractions. I had Nintendo. That was about it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be on that. I wanted to make beats all day. But they got so many distractions.
Right.
So I have to make them. My son plays upright bass and makes beats. I'm like, okay, do your thing. You owe me 5. He does 5 beats. How many beats you got to do a week, buddy? 5.
Wow.
5 beats.
5 beats a week. He gets paid $250 a week. That's how he makes it. Gets his little tennis shoe money, whatever.
I love it.
And by that, he's just getting better every week. Better.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so this is you blow my mind, like, because I want to go back to even the teenage Warryn.
Yeah.
In some of these death row sessions.
Yeah. That's where I was trying to go next.
What did that environment teach you early on?
You know what? You ever hear any of those Motown artists talk about Motown? How it was like this school, like this magical place.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what death row was to me.
Okay.
Like different than, I would say once I started hanging around like Bad Boy Camp and other people's camp, death row was another place because it was full of actual musicians. There were these crazy musicians everywhere. Like, so I ended up hooking up with DJ Quik through a friend of mine named DJ Rogers Jr. He hooked me up with Quik. Quik took a liking to me. I started working with Quik. Quik got started being managed by Suge, and we went to death row. I get there, and there's all these guys. Roger Troutman is there. Devontae's there. This guy named Cornelius Mims, bass player, Cole guy. Ricky Rouse, the guitar player. Derek Organ and Tommy Organ that played with Chucky Booker. They're all there, right? Dale Atkins. So many guys, man, that were just, so they were all older. Everybody calls me Baby Dub. I was the baby. I was the young. I'm always been the youngest guy in every room, And I was just there learning, man. Just Rob Bacon, Chaz Green, the flute player, sax player, like George G1 Archie. All these guys were like accomplished musicians
In the studio.
In the studio, and it was touring, doing all this crazy. They had done. Most of these guys had played with everybody on all the records. Quincy Jones, this all the crazy stuff. So I was able to learn because I'm coming in different, and I can play all I want to. Some people, play what they can. At that age, I was different. I was much better then than I am now. At that age, anything I heard, I don't care if it was Chopin or Chick Corea, I can hear it once and play it perfectly.
Wow.
But they taught me how to play for the record.
There's a big difference.
What to play on the record,
big
how to make the record feel like a record. And so that's what that was the biggest thing I took away from that was the sound. There was instruments everywhere, drums, mini moogs, prophets, organs, it was all kind of live, stuff for me to play with. And they would let me just be in there by myself. On the weekend, on a Saturday or a Sunday night, nobody be in there. I just be in there, just high. Because they smoke so much weed in that studio. I'm talking like if I came by myself and nobody was there, I'd still leave high and smell like weed. It was in the walls. So I was very creative.
This is what, Snoop is in the room, Tupac? I mean, you've been like...
When I first got there, Pac was still in jail. When I first got there, we were doing Snoop's Murder Was the Case. My first thing I did was Jewel. I played Rhodes. And mind you, I'm not a producer yet. I'm writing and playing keys on all the records. Keys, bass, and stuff like that. Sometimes percussion stuff on the records. And it was Jewel, rest in peace. She did Woman to Woman.
Oh my God. I remember that.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And that's me playing all the keys and stuff.
Wow.
And
remember that? I just love that song. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And so that was it. And then from that, outside of Death Row, I started getting calls from different people. Like Ice Cube had some artists calling me in. This person had artists. Everybody started calling me to play on. So I'm doing all of the gangster rappers records. They call Baby Dub. They call me Baby Dub, or they call me Boy Wonder. I come playing. I was doing all the session work. Me and maybe a couple other guys, but I understood what to play.
Right.
By listening to these guys, but I was also very young and fast. So I was like,
fast is good.
I might do 7 sessions in a day. Just,
They loved you.
Oh yeah, in and out, I didn't cost much. I was still in high school, I was in 11th grade.
Right.
I drove a little 1979 Toyota Celica. I didn't need much. Give me some gas money, give me $200, give me $150. I got you. Like,
just as long as you get there and there's a little something to eat, you good.
Yeah, I didn't care. I lived at home.
You also met Big John around that time, am I correct?
I met Big John when I was 19.
Okay.
Which is crazy because around that time, so I meet Big John.
Big John Platt is what we're talking about.
John Platt, the chairman and CEO
legend, right,
of Sony Music.
One of my mentors, and I love y'all brotherhood. I actually saw both of y'all Boys Mind Tour in Miami. Just the friendship has been, 30 years?
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is, so he calls me and says, because he was at the Boys Mind Tour in LA and I didn't go. It was a Sunday night. I just preached. And I didn't feel like going. So my wife and kids, when he called me, was like, he texted me, man, why you ain't here? I said, I'm gonna have to go see it, somewhere else. He was like, yo, let's go to Miami. Meet me in Dallas. And we're gonna go from Dallas. We're gonna go to this Rod Wave show, and then we're gonna hit Miami. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm looking for my flight information, and my system was like, I sent it to you. I was like, this ain't no flight information. And I realized it was a private jet. And so I get to Big John, I get to Dallas, and we get on this jet. I'm like, yo, Big John, man, you done made it. He said, no, we made it. I don't get here without you. I'm like, because I am the first person Big John signed.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
when
crazy.
he got his job. I don't look at it like that. He worked way harder than I did.
And this is at EMI, Warryn, right?
EMI.
Okay.
He had just got a job at EMI, and I had no placements on anybody.
He just believed. He just got it.
He heard a record. Crazy. I was playing with Brandy, and I wrote the song on the road. Me and my boy Gromiko Collins, we wrote this song, and Brandy loved the song. She was like, when I get home, we're going to cut it. And I had my little sister demo it. Shout out to my sister Joy Star.
Joy Star, what up?
And she sung the song. I played for Big John. He wants to sign me based on that song. What you gonna do with the song? I said, I'm gonna get Brandy to do it. Now, he doesn't realize the relationship I have with Brandy.
Yeah.
He looked at me like, what you mean you gonna get Brandy to do it? Like, Brandy at this time is hot as fish grease, man. She like, well, how you gonna do that? I think he just was like, okay, whatever. I came back to him 2 weeks later with her on the record. She came over to my mom's house, sung it in the garage. That's before we was flying vocals in. She sung every one of them hooks.
Single.
Down.
She does a lot of stacks. Did all that, came back to Big John. He was like, hold on, wait a minute. And we just started building from there, man. And Big John is a huge blessing to me because he shepherded me in this business.
Yeah.
Because I came in from Death Row and I was raw. Like there was a situation he just talked about this the other day. He made me tell this whole story to some of the other writers. The situation where I was working with a group, and one of the guys in the group wanted half my money that they were paying me to work on the record, and he wanted to be half my points, and he wanted my production credit, and I was like, so we were in the elevator, we got into a fight, I put hands on him, and told him they can't come back to LA no more. Your LA privileges are revoked. You can't ever come back here no more. And I meant that, right? It gets back to Big John, and so now I had to talk to their managers, and they had security, and we're all on the phone. I didn't realize what I had done, but I was dead serious. And he said, I support you, but if you keep doing stuff like this, I can't support that. I'm not supporting you anymore. I said, but they trying to they took my, he said, listen, negotiate. It's called negotiation. You can say no. Yeah. It never dawned on me that I could negotiate and say no.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm fighting for my life. He's like, say no. He said, listen, those guys that are doing that or trying to do that, they've learned this business the wrong way. I'm teaching it to you the right way. And so from that point on, I never had an incident like that again. That might be where I got that reputation from. People think I'm a fight all the time. You ain't never seen me fight nobody.
But don't cross him.
Yeah.
Don't
see, I get that. So don't mess with him. I'm like, where I get this from? But yeah, so that was a huge lesson for me, and I've always learned how to just negotiate. And so, I've been able in this business to get what I need. From the jump, I never had a situation where I was like, man, people got these stories. Man, I got screwed. I got jerked from this situation. Because of that one moment, I learned how to speak up for myself and say, no, if you want me to do that, you're going to have to give me this. And I'm afraid that's what it is. I feel like Ray Charles, I'm going to have to have it that way.
You mentioned Brandy, and recently we saw you celebrating her at the ceremony for her star on the Walk of Fame. And you just talk about that relationship, and then from a creative aspect, what is it about your work with her that just makes it so magical?
I had a dream, somewhere around 15. I was watching the Arsenio Hall show. My dad would let me stay up and watch it. And I'm a huge Arsenio fan because he would have the live bands playing. My dad said, those guys playing behind those guys, those are jobs.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to get on Arsenio. So I wanted to go and play in a live band behind somebody, and Brandy was my first opportunity to do that. Shout out to Kenneth Crouch, super co-producer, songwriter, piano player. He was in the studio with us with Death Row a lot. There's another guy that was at Death Row all the time, Kenny Crouch. Shout out to Kenny. He said, man, you want to do this Brandy tour? I said, tour? Like on a tour bus? He was like, I had never been on a tour bus. I said, yeah. So he brought me in, I meet Brandy, and instantly we just clicked because you got to think, in that whole crew, me and her were the only teenagers.
Right.
Maybe one other guy, I think my boy Lamar Tribble, one of the dancers, we're the same age. But we just bonded because we were young. You know what I mean? She was 15, I was 18.
Yeah.
And we just, just clicked. And then even when she had to do, I think I just posted a couple months back, me and her playing on the Kelly and Regis show.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember that was the trip. It was just me and her that we really bonded. On the way back, we were sitting next to each other, and I told her about my little sister. My little sister could sing. She said, I said, y'all the same age. She said, what? She sings too? I said, yeah. Oh, we're going to be best friends. Wow. I mean, you ain't even met her yet.
She's like, I just know.
But about a week later, she pulled up to my house to sing on that song. Her and my sister met, and they instantly became best friends. My sister is in that Boys Mind video.
Yeah.
When the girls sit on the couch. Yeah, they just, So she became a little sister to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we did a lot of things together, and they ended up moving from Carson, California, and ended up moving down the street from where we live in the Valley. And so we were just always together. I remember after that tour, I wanted to get, I'm writing songs. I got my deal with Big John, which was a blessing because I was getting ready to sign a deal with Death Row, a publishing deal, but Big John offered me this deal first.
So you said no to Suge.
I did.
Thank God for Big John.
Thank God.
And yes to Big John.
Man.
That was a good one.
I said, I already got it. He said, I'm gonna give you a publishing deal. I said, all right, I got a publishing deal with EMI already. He was like, I hadn't had a deal, I just had the meeting.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh, well, this is why if you look at Tupac's All Eyes on Me, I did 17 of them records. My name's not there. He goes, I gotta have publishing on all my artists, so I can't put your name on nothing. But you can still get paid, you can still come work. And they was paying me a bunch of money, so I was like,
You still doing it?
yes. So if you see on All Eyes on Me, anything that says produced by Johnny J, who was producing a lot of records, I'm playing on all of them.
All those just didn't get your credit?
No credit, those, but
That makes me sick.
it does. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
crazy.
And then I realized later I was writing because some of them records he would just had an SP 1200. He'd do the drums and say, "Can you make up something to that?" And Cornelius Mims was like, "No, that's writers. He's writing. You can't ask him to do that. He's writing." I was like, "Oh, it's cool. I got you." And I go in there, make up a thing, keys, chords, bass line, string. Blah, 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 blah. Here you go, 10 minutes. I'm like, okay.
When you're young and you don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. And I don't regret it either. I don't, at this point, if that was the only thing I did and I missed the boat on it and I went to go be,
Who you
Warryn
are,
Campbell, the guy that does fries at McDonald's, I'd be pissed off. But I learned so much from it, and I got to have a relationship with Tupac and, play with him a little bit. I didn't go on the road with him, but I did like a couple shows with him, Saturday Night Live and stuff like that here and there. We were cool, you know what I mean? And I was, I didn't know I was being a part of
History.
I don't even know what I was talking about before that got me to this.
Brandy.
Oh, so yeah, Brandy. So anyway, just that whole opportunity to be around her and see the trajectory, man. Like we started, I guess I Want to Be Down was out. We started on the road. And somewhere, I can't remember when it happened, but the baby, that record comes out. Then in the middle of that, she gets the Moesha show.
Which
Crazy. So now I want to be a songwriter. We cut them songs. I'm thinking I'm gonna be on this next album, and she cut 3 songs with me, and then enters RJ,
Rodney Jerkins.
and he was like, he went and embodied that and kicked everybody out the boom, finish him. He just couldn't nobody get on after that, and I was thoroughly pissed off about that.
I was wondering how you felt about that, because obviously the records you did do were powerful, but he definitely monopolized.
Woo, he went in, and that was, Rodney is a beast. But he's also competitive. He's a dog. Like I don't know about now, but back then it was like he was. I'm not that competitive.
Okay.
I don't compete with nobody. I don't give a crap like what you doing.
Yeah.
He was like, you know how Michael Jordan, he had that competitive. I'm Magic Johnson. I'm smiling. I'm looking past everybody.
Having a good time.
I'm having, He was like, no, I came here to conquer and win.
Yeah.
And so I listened to the whole album, and the two of those records I did. I'm like, I know there was room.
Yeah.
So now we're rehearsing for the next tour. It's Never Say Never, and I just felt bad. I'm in the band. I'm rehearsing. She's not there. The guy Cornelius Mims that I told you about that was from Death Row. He was the MD. I said, Corny, man, I can't do it. I got to quit. What do you mean? What do you mean you got to quit? Come on, man. I said, man, I feel bad sitting here playing this music, supporting this album. I have no equity in it. I didn't write none of these songs. And I know I could have. So I left. And I'll never forget, I was sitting at the top of the steps, and I seen this G-Wagon, silver G-Wagon, just flying up the driveway. I'm like, who was that? Out jumps Brandy. Oh, what happened? What happened? Mind you, I haven't written a song with anybody yet.
Right.
They told me you left the band. I said, Brandy, I'm a songwriter now. Dead serious. She said, I said, I don't got no songs on this album. She was like, she never even came up the steps. She was like, all right. Guess what? My next album, you're going to be on this next album. She got back in the car and left.
And that next album was Full Moon.
Full Moon.
Yeah.
Which you did one of my favorites on that album.
Yes.
With my VA cousin,
Harold Lilly. Harold Spencer Lilly Jr.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I wish I could hear the records that we did that did not go on that album.
That was crazy, right? And they never saw the light of day?
No, well, they're the tracks went other places now.
Okay, yeah.
But no, that was, and then I did the next the next album after that, which was
Aphrodisiac.
I did song number 1, which that album was more produced by Timbaland.
Yeah.
I never forget this funny thing. So I got to tell the story, Tim. So Tim and Walter Millsap did a lot of that record together. And I remember we had just did Mario's Just a Friend. Me, Jubu Smith, we were in New York at the ASCAP Awards, getting the ASCAP Award. We're walking down, call our names, go get our award. Tim's there. He jumps up, hugs me. Man, congratulations. He's hugging me. Then he whispers in my ear, you know that Brandy coming, though. And let me go. I was like, come on, get off me, man. He's competitive. Yeah. And so when Craig Callman calls me, because they don't have a song that they feel like is strong enough to open the album.
That's right, because she's on Atlantic now.
She's on Atlantic now. So
right, yeah.
I said, oh, really? He says, yeah, but this song that you have called Who Am I? We want it to be the first song on the album. I was like, so none of them Timbaland songs?
No.
Couldn't be number 1? He said, nah, we need something to open it. So, and Tim is the monster of all monsters. Yeah. But that was retribution for me, for him whispering in my ear like that. But I didn't. So what happened was my sister, Joy Starr, went to the studio at my parents' house. At this point, I don't even live there no more. But there's a studio that I built there back in 1998, and she just went in there and found a beat CD that I had from years ago, and wrote this record. And her and Brandy went and cut it.
That's how it happened?
That's how that song happened. I had nothing to do with none of that, other than she found one of my beats and did it.
Wow.
And now she's calling saying, oh, you got to mix this Brandy song. I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
And I was hot. I wasn't even thinking about the song being on Brandy. I was like, that could have been somebody else. What the fuck? You don't just go in there and take stuff, But yeah, that's
shout out Joy Starr for the
Star.
She wrote that
for the A&Ring and the songwriting. That's crazy.
So at that point in your career, because it's still early on. Who was your production influences at that point?
Only at that point it was 3 or 4. You got DJ Quik, Teddy Riley.
Yes, sir.
But then you also got Quincy and Arif Mardin, who I had studied heavily. I studied Teddy from afar, just listening at how he put things together. But Quik, I was able to be right up close on him. My first drum sounds, my first work was all DJ Quik's drum sounds. Okay. I bought a drum machine. He gave me an Anvil briefcase with all his floppy disks with all his sounds. It says, take it home, copy the sounds. I'm going to teach you how to work it. And, I was in the studio with him a lot, learning. I think I might have been one of the only guys that actually was listening and taking the lessons, like, on how to mix and EQ that and compress this. And then, he has a lot of knowledge about stuff like that. And I was like soaking it up.
Yeah.
And so I'm, at that time, I'm 19, 20, and so up close, I got to really glean from him. And then, got to have some really heavy conversations with Quincy about, orchestrating, and arranging. We never really talked about producing, but we talked about arranging a lot.
Yeah.
Arif Mardin was just this. He could do everything. He was an arranger, but he'll produce, the Monkees and Aretha and Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
He knew how to produce from a Rolodex like Quincy, but also put his hands on it as well. And do certain things. So like, he would do things like, say like a Shaka Khan record, instead of having a whole band in there playing, he'll say, okay, Anthony Jackson, I'm gonna put you in the studio to work on bass parts for the whole album. I'm gonna send all the reels down there. You take 2 weeks and just work on bass. And he's synth bass, key bass, regular bass, and he's just doing bass stuff. Okay, this guy, I'm gonna have you play drums on the record in another section of the country, and you just work on. It was like a whole, the way he did things was different. Quincy had a room full of guys and put them all together, which Arif could do too. But he was like, it's just all these different things I was able to glean from these guys. And I use every last bit of it, still to this day.
You just said something that I've never heard before. You said produce from a Rolodex, like Quincy. Explain that.
So Quincy is known for producing Off the Wall and Thriller and those things, but all the stuff he did. But you read the credits, Quincy's not playing anything. Like me and you will. We produce a record. This is our hands.
Yeah.
He's producing from. Let me call Greg. Let me call John Robinson.
Yeah.
Let me call Jerry Hay.
Yeah.
Ben Wright. Let me call these singers that are
filling gains and all. Yeah.
And that's a skill in itself too.
Absolutely.
And no matter what he's doing, when you hear the record, you know it's Quincy every time.
Yes.
You always know it's Quincy.
Yes.
No matter what the personnel is for that record, it's. I mean, like when I would hear Toots Thottlesman, he was the coldest harmonica and guitar player. Like when you hear Sanford and Son, that's I think Toots was from Germany maybe. Harmonica player, he's playing bass harmonica, and then regular harmonica. Then you listen to Quincy's album Mellow Madness. He redid the standard blue set. Dun, 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 dun. But it's Toots, the same guy. He's also a master whistler. So he's playing guitar and whistling the notes at the same time.
Crazy.
Go back and look at that's 1975 Mellow Madness.
Yeah, I'm gonna
so he's in his Rolodex. Like, let me call this guy for that. He knows exactly who to call for what. That is something I had to develop because I'm not an only child. I have a little sister, but it's in terms of like me being a musician, I was by myself.
Right. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I play a lot of instruments. I was in my room so for the first half of my career, I'm playing everything on all the records. I'm not a producer that came from a crew. Like my boys, the Underdogs, they got a crew together, or the Hitmen, this crew. All these, I've been by myself, which is probably one of the reasons I never had drama in terms of splits and it's just been me.
Because it's drama.
Right.
It's always drama.
But yeah, so I'm learning now the Rolodex thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
You just made a few references to some albums. I would love to know, as a musician, what are 5 foundational albums for Warryn Campbell?
1, Chucky Booker's second album.
With Games on it?
With Games on it. Some Rice and Wild. I like that with this nice and wild. So just as a musician, trying to mimic and play what he was doing, game changer.
Yeah.
Game change it. Like, there's a song on there as a bass player called Frontline, where he's playing some nasty stuff on the bass. So that album is 1. 2, I'm going to have to go with the entire The Wiz soundtrack.
Wow.
That's good.
Come on now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That Wiz soundtrack has if you just study every aspect of it, has everything you need.
Yes.
Everything you need is on
theater.
there.
It's jazz. It's blues. It's gospel. It's
everything.
R&B, it's funk, it's pop,
Everything.
it's classical. It's all the things.
Then there's another specific album by Commission. You can pick any one, but I'm gonna go with this album called The Winning Side. It was their 3rd album. Their first album, I learned a lot about like just musicianship and playing. The second album was about sound because they had all these crazy reverbs, but the 3rd album combined all that stuff together, and they had got really fine tuned on their sound. So and there was a lot of dope playing on that record and singing and harmony, crazy harmony. Just learning how to arrange vocals. That's an album. And then I got to go all the way back to 1980 to the first Winans album called Introducing the Winans. Yeah. Just melodically, there's so many melodies that me and my wife will be driving and listening to the album. We can sing all the solos, sing all the horn parts. Not forget the words.
Yeah.
And with the and the lyrics and the singers, we're singing the musicians' parts because they're that melodic. So I think I'm missing an album, and so I'm going to say I'm gonna have to go Low End Theory.
Wow.
Yeah. Low End Theory changed my life. Like, I was able to take all that stuff I learned how to do as a musician and now focus it into like, now I'm a tribe head. So when I started making beats and doing all that stuff, I became that guy, And those are the ones.
So Warryn, I want to go to Inglewood for a second.
Let's go to Inglewood.
Who's in Inglewood?
Inglewood, there was some Atkins sisters, I believe, that were there.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Now Campbell sisters.
I was about to say I ain't from Inglewood.
Yeah, no, I know you not. But with the Atkins sisters, yeah, okay. But Erica and Tina Atkins at the time, now Campbell.
Yeah.
Take us back, and by the way, that's Mary for the audience. Later becomes Mary, but take us back to connecting and meeting with Erica and Tina?
So, I didn't know their names,
Okay.
but I had been seeing them my whole life pretty much. Different places. We're all from the same area. We're all church kids. And so when growing up in church, you know, they have musicals. Midnight musicals.
Midnight
Yes,
music.
sir. Yes, sir.
To be
Yes, sir.
specific.
To be specific. Midnight musicals where, as a musician, you know, we'll show up at a midnight musical to play for a choir or a group or something like that. But for the most part, we hung out in the parking lot.
Right.
Doing a lot of parking lot pimping.
Parking lot pimping.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to holler at the girls in the parking lot. And at these midnight, there was a church, I think it was Memorial Day weekend. It was called New Jerusalem Church of God in Christ. And they had this midnight musical every year. And I would always be in the parking lot, and we'd always see this trail of girls. They always had the same face. It was the Atkins sisters. I didn't know their name at the time, but it was them. It was like 7 of them and their mom. They would always be singing with this choir, you know. And I would see them there. Even when I was playing with Brandy, I'm in Milwaukee, all the way in Milwaukee. I'm in the lobby, and I see Erica and Tina. I don't know the names again, but I'm like, yo, there's some girls from L.A.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I would see them. Finally, in Milwaukee, I meet Eric Dawkins. He's in a play. So I'm with Brandy. They're in a play, some like gospel stage play. Eric Dawkins, Erica Tina, Howard Hewitt, Sean McLemore, rest in peace. Bunch of guys. AJ Johnson, the comedian, all these guys, right? Thomas, nephew Tommy. They're all in one crew, and then we got the Brandy crew. We're all in the same hotel. Eric, we link up. He calls me. He says, "Yo, the play is coming to L.A." He says, "Man, maybe we could do some music or something when the play is over." I said, "All right." He said, "I'm gonna get you some tickets. Just come to the play." So I had this girl I was dating. I said, "Let's go to this play." We go. Watching the play is cool. I'm like, okay. I ain't ever really been to one of these gospel plays before, so I'm like, okay. And then this girl walks out. I'm like, yo, who? I can't say it loud.
Right. Because you're not alone either.
Right. Because I got a little shorty do-wop
Right.
next
That's
to
what I'm
me.
saying. Right. You came with somebody.
But I'm like, whoo, fire. She's singing, but she fine. So I'm like, yo, Eric, who was that? He said, which one? Because there was a few of them. I said, don't even worry about it. I want to come back to the play. My father's birthday was that Friday. It was December 9th, 1995.
My man knows the date.
Oh, yeah.
I came back to the play. I said, Dad, for your birthday, I'm going to take you to a play.
That's good.
My dad was like, play? We going to play? He's like, okay, whatever. My dad, my mom, my sister Joy, and my older cousin Joyce, who was at the time, she was my manager, Joyce Washington. And I'm sitting next to Joyce. I said, wait till you see this chick that comes out. This girl bad. I'm telling you, this is my wife right here. Mind you, I left that girl at home this time.
Smart.
So she comes out. She's like, yo, why? You know, I was just joking. I meet her after the show, you know, and so Eric kept his word. After the show's over that Friday, he stayed at my house for like a week. I must have been talking about her every day because he goes, yo, listen, I got her pager number. Her pager number? Yeah. He said, I'll have her and her sister come over. I said, all right. And they'll sing backgrounds or something. So he came over. We met, came to my mom's house. And in the garage, we, you know, when we met, we linked up. And both of them came and they told me that they make songs up. They didn't say they wrote songs. They said, we make songs up. I said, oh, really? Let me hear one. And they started singing, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. I said, I think somebody else wrote that. But it's the way they arranged it.
They arranged it.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, it's on their first album.
Yeah.
And so I said, oh, man, let's get together. And Eric left, and then they started coming around, and I, you know, and then me and he started hanging out and dating. That's how that really started. I was still doing Death Row. So one of the first places she came with me, was to Death Row, to the studio. She saw Tupac and all these people. She was like, yo, this guy is...
Done brought Erica Campbell to Death Row.
Yeah, she was like, who is this dude? Like, he's a thug or something. I don't know. And I didn't go to church or anything at the time. So she was like, I don't know about this guy. He don't go to church. He's with Death Row, gangster. I don't know, you know. But I think she was like, But when I'm with him by myself, all that stuff is, he's not that. You know what I mean? I'm just, this is what I do, then it's not who I am. So I think we just started gelling and just writing songs. And one day we stumbled upon this song called Dance, Dance, Dance. It ended up being on the Dr. Dolittle soundtrack.
I remember that.
And after that, we wrote another song called Shackles.
A little ditty.
A little ditty. They're not even Mary yet. We just wrote the song. I was like, yo. At that point, we wrote that song. I was like, yo, y'all should be a group. Because I'm looking at all my friends, signing groups and having production companies. But they were like R&B groups. Like Rodney had just signed this girl group called Soul Plush.
I remember Soul Plush.
And this person had a group. A lot of my friends had I was like, Big John really helped me with this. He says, man, this is your motto in business. When everybody's going right, you go left.
Yes.
Just go left. So everybody's signing R&B groups and rappers. I was like, what if I did? Because mind you, I've never produced any gospel music at this time. I've only done hip hop and R&B. So what if I did the music the way I do it, but just have gospel lyrics and do a gospel group, but just make it like
Game changer.
Yeah. So I go, y'all should be a group. They looked at each other because they had never really sang together, like just them two.
Yeah.
They sang with their sisters. But they never maybe once or twice in church they sang together, but not a lot at all.
Yeah.
It was like us. I said, yeah. So we got to come with a name. So we started coming up with names. I like those rock names like Eagle Eye Cherry, Third Eye Blind, Blink 182, stuff like that. I didn't really dig the gospel, the traveling so and so's and
Traveling soldiers.
Redeemed.
right. Yeah, the something airs.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, we doing gospel. So I was like, how about Mary Mary? I was like, Mary. Team's like, what is that? I said, that's a religious name. It's in the Bible. My dad was upstairs. He had to be home from work. I'll run upstairs like, Dad, is there two Marys in the Bible? He was like, man, you've been going to church all the time. You don't know there's two Marys in the Bible? He said, yeah, there's two Marys in the Bible. I said, did they know each other? He said, yeah, they're like sisters. I was like, boom.
There we go.
I run back down to the basement. I said, there's two Marys in the Bible. They know each other. And they was like, okay, that's going to be our name.
So smart.
And that's how that whole thing started. And we did a couple of things. We did the Dr. Dolittle soundtrack. Then we did Prince of Egypt soundtrack as Mary Mary. I had some interest at Gospel Centric in them through Buster and Shivani, the producers. And then Heavy D.
Rest in peace, Heavy D, man.
Hev was like my brother. Hev was like, he's my guy. He calls me, mind you, the year before this, or a couple years before this, the guy that started calling me Boy Wonder, his name was Big Jake. Jake got killed. Heavy calls me. It's like, yo, you ever met Puff? I was like, nah, I ain't never met Puff, man. I don't fool with that dude. So he was like, no, I think you should meet him. I was like, for what? He says, man, I think you're too little advanced for his production crew, the Hitmen, but he's starting a 5-man A&R team called Start 5 or something. Harv Pierre, I think D-Dot and somebody, he says, you should go interview for it. I was like, nah, I'm cool. He said, man, quit being an idiot, man. This East Coast, West Coast ain't got nothing to do with you. I was like, yeah, man, I don't feel, nah, I'm cool. He said, stop being an idiot. Come down here or I'm calling your mama. I said, I'm grown, you calling my mama. All right, I come. Because I know if he calls my mom, I'm going to have to hear. I get down there. I have 2 DAT tapes. One has a couple of Drew Hill records on it. I just did Drew Hill's How Deep Is Your Love for Me? And this other song called I'm Wondering on a DAT. And then another DAT with about 3 songs from Mary Mary. So I get there and immediately I don't like Puff. Immediately, it's like, he's everything I thought he was. Y'all worked in that record plant.
Yeah.
That's SSL1, the room in the middle with the little lounge attached to it. I'm sitting there. He walks in the room, doesn't look at me, say I'm him, you me. What you do? I said, nigga, I make music just like you. Just like that. He looked at me then he smiled. He was like, all right, Playboy, all right. I like your man, Hev, I like him. I was like, I don't like this dude. I want to just punch him. So I played him the record. Drew Hill record. He was like, That's dope. That's a hit. I like that. I said, I know this. I have I'm not this one of them kids. Like, if I was not a West Coast guy, it's just Puff Daddy. It's
right.
He's the biggest. I should be like, oh my God, but I am not because of the circumstance.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, but because of that, it puts me in a cool position where I'm not kissing his behind. Like,
Not pressed.
I'm not pressed. I don't even want to be there. Like, so, and he said, what else you got? Hev told me you do church stuff. Like, you got, you do Jesus music. I was like, yeah, I got a gospel group I'm working on. He said, I got a gospel project I'm working on called Bad Boy Gospel. I was like, all right, let me play this record. I play him Shackles. He starts jumping up and down on the couch like, yo, oh my God, yo, get your lawyer on the phone right now. I want to sign him. Then he hugs me. He's like, and then I start warming up. I'm like, it breaks.
Maybe it's not so bad.
No, it really breaks. Like then I start realizing who this cat is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, Puff Daddy's going crazy over my music, and it started. I'm like, oh my God. So all my little heart is just melted. But I still knew that he knows way more than me. And in doing this deal, because he wants to sign the group, so we started doing this, going through the deal. I said, you know what? He's gonna get me some kind of way. Mm-hmm. So no matter what he proposed, I said no to everything first. Come back with something else. Mm-hmm. Even I was looking foolish, but I was like, just say no. But we ended up going with Columbia. My manager started this because Puff wanted this huge bidding war. And it went crazy. They was flying me in jets all over the place, different meeting with chairmen all over. That was crazy. When they heard this record, I was like, this gotta be here, because every time I play this record, people lose it.
Yeah.
And it proved to be what it was.
We're still losing it.
It was a hit.
Over that music.
It's so crazy because me and Claude was in London. I was telling Phil this story. Me and Claude was in London at this crazy club called The Box.
It's like a burlesque club.
And I'm talking about 90% of the people in the club ain't got no clothes on.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's that kind of burlesque show club.
Okay.
And it's mostly white.
And so they playing.
You sure it wasn't a strip club?
It wasn't a strip. It was a burlesque
European
show.
version.
So we sitting in the club and they playing all this dance music and then they playing all this house music and everybody just having a good time and popping bottles and all of that stuff. And when I tell you the DJ put Shackles on, and everybody, am I lying? Everybody went to the floor and they had, it went up, bro, in London.
You know how many times I've heard that story?
Really?
1,000,000 times.
I thought I was the
You know how
only
many
one
times
with
I've
that
seen
story.
that happen?
It's crazy.
No, zero times.
I've never seen that happen.
That's wild.
Bro, that
it
song,
happened.
It's just like everybody stops and just hands in the air
That is
to
crazy.
Shackles.
Yeah.
I've never been in the club and they played it. I've heard it on the radio like in my life, maybe 4 times.
No, come
Warren,
on.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Stop. Come on.
I haven't ever. Like
Wow.
He's like, I'm not even sure if it was. I don't even know if people like it.
Nah, that,
I know it's doing,
Bro,
but
what are
I
you
don't
talking
feel
about?
it.
Like it's an international everywhere.
Yeah.
Smidash.
That's
that
what they
plays
tell me.
all over the place.
That's what they said.
It was real.
That song, literally, I've seen played in all kinds of scenarios, and the reaction is always the same.
Yeah. Crazy.
Black, white, every kind of. It doesn't matter what the religious background is. It's just, it's that one, which means that from the get-go, bidding war and all, it is a record that you thought it was. And as you're telling the story, what I keep thinking is about all the stuff you told us beforehand. That's why I'm glad we didn't jump in at Mary Mary, right? Because everything you told me about your childhood and Death Row and the friends you met along the way from Big John makes that moment and the readiness of that moment.
Yeah.
And all the pieces and information that you collected to be building the empire that you now have was necessary to get to that.
All necessary. And looking back, I wish I knew a formula or whatever we did to make that record happen, to do all that. I have no idea. It was just, so as a creator and a producer, I feel like you like this too, Chuck. When you listen to Tim, P, Dre, a lot of guys, you know it's them when you hear the record.
As soon as you hear it. Yeah.
You don't know that about me right away.
Yeah. That's me.
Both
You know
of
what
y'all
I'm
agree.
saying?
Yeah.
So let me tell you what we are, Chuck.
Tell me.
We're tailors.
I love that.
I'm going to take the artist and measure you.
Yep.
Get your vocal and your audio, your sonic measurement, and I'm going to tailor something made. I'm never going to write another He Is.
Exactly.
That's Brandy's sound.
Yeah.
Whatever Mary has, that's just.
Yep.
That's what God gave me in a moment for them. Matter of fact, I'll say it this way. I say this all the time. I do not write songs. God writes songs. I take dictation.
Yeah, that's good.
It's literally a download. I didn't write Shackles. I didn't write He. I didn't write none of them songs. It's literally, it punched me in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know all about that.
Yeah. Wakes up and stops you in the shower. Wakes you up in the middle of the night. You're like, what?
In the shower, I wrote Shackles.
Yep. That's how it happens.
I'm in the shower. Okay, let me tell you the story. We had a song called Dance, Dance, Dance that was supposed to be their single. Big John made me give it to the Dr. Doolittle soundtrack. Everybody's mad about it. So we got to come up with something else. So in the meantime, we're going to do this Prince of Egypt soundtrack. So I played this record. Mind you, at the time, my studio did not have soundproofing. It was a little office inside my parents' garage. Then there's another room where there's a pool table, and then I have a bathroom and a bedroom. I ended up working for 3 days. So they're in there writing to this beat that I made. I stink because I'm in the middle to take a shower. But as you know, when you're listening to music through the wall, it sounds different.
It does.
So say like the bass line was do 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 do. That's what it was. By the time I'm in the shower, I'm listening to it and I hear do 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 do. That's what I hear, but it's not that.
Yeah, right.
So I'm in the shower, it's literally splashing. I'm singing, take the shackles off my feet, so I take the shackles. I'm singing it.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's kind of dope.
Yep.
Take down up my feet so I can dance. Oh, that's crazy.
But
I'm like, so I'm trying up. I run back in there, press stop, so I can play the bass line that I'm hearing through the wall, replay it over the beat. And I said, this is it. Take the shackles off my feet. They were like, oh, that's dope. Then they write the rest of the song. I go back out, because I got a towel on me. I go back out and finish, getting dressed, whatever. By the time I get back, I think he had wrote the first verse already. Wow. Then the second verse came like that, and then, that song was done in about 20 minutes.
Listen, we have had the pleasure of having the Marys on We Sound.
I heard.
Yeah.
And they gave us some stories about how these records were created.
Were they accurate stories?
Well, that's to be determined. But what I got from the conversation that they had, which I don't think the three of you fully get credit for. There's the wonder of Mary, and everyone knows that who's involved with it. But the actual hands-onness of the three of you in making these hits. And the track record, there was no misses. It's just...
they haven't caught a brick yet.
No bricks.
Every
So when we talk about the greatest girl groups of all time, and I'm not talking about genre, I'm talking about just period.
Yeah. They got to be in that conversation.
They got to be in the top 5 conversation. I'm glad you're saying it because it's not about, this is pop and this is R&B and this is whatever.
No.
It's just when you line them records up.
They are one of the number one R&B groups as well. Yeah. Because, R&B radio plays their records first.
Yes.
Then gospel plays them.
Right.
And they're probably one of the only groups of that from that time that are still making. Well, I can't say still.
We
got some. We got something in the queue.
We begged.
We got records in the queue.
Yeah.
And one part of the trepidation for me is, I feel like the whole Michael Jordan thing. Like it's like I got my 6 rings. Well, I got to come back and play for the Wizards. Now I feel like if we do another one, we're gonna be. I'm like, y'all did it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And we still got it. Like we was in the studio about 4 months ago, just writing. I said, yo, I don't know what the heck it is. I done music with my wife, and she did great.
That's incredible.
I done stuff with Tina that was great, by herself. But something happens when this a chemistry that's a God. I don't know.
Yeah.
When we get together, we did this. We were working on something. We just a random day. We just wanted to write this day. I'm like, what the heck is this that we had together? That no matter what we do, it just feels like, and it's so fast.
All hits, no bricks.
Yeah.
There's really that's kind of unheard of, actually.
Yeah, but I just don't know how they fit into today's music business. See what I'm saying?
I see that.
That's a whole nother. We had a machine behind it.
Yeah.
Columbia was, I remember looking at, because all the paperwork had to go through me, all the budgets and stuff. We spent 7 figures at radio for Shackles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not happening today.
No.
Never happened. I mean, the Shackles video was 600,000 back then. You know what I'm saying? So like it wasn't.
Them budgets was open.
Them budgets was budgeted. But today, I don't know how that, and even how they're treated as a group or artists. They don't. You know, they from the time when everybody did everything for you. Nowadays, my wife, you know, because she started doing her independent thing, she understands a little better because, you know, she had to start doing social media.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the landscape of like the gospel artists, she was the first gospel artist having 1 million followers. Like, cause she was just in that heavy. She's like, I gotta do it myself. Most of these, especially the older ones, are like, what do we do? We don't know what to do. So I don't know how this business, this climate, you know, how they would fit. I don't know. I know we can make the music. That's the easy part.
And the fans still waiting on
They
it.
waiting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Phil Thornton thing. I think Phil, you know, if
It's
I can
always
get
a Phil Thornton thing.
always
We're
a
keeping
Phil.
it real.
If I can get Phil to work on this with me, it's hard to get him to work.
Phil,
Yeah.
the people need
That's
you,
what he
bro.
did. That's what he just did for me. On We Sound Crazy, because don't challenge me, because you know I'll sign up. You
Come on, Phil.
Come on, Phil.
because we did greatness.
We did this some.
We've done greatness.
The people want it, and that is the magic combination.
He
right
helped
there.
me. Listen, when Erica decided to go solo, she was catching hell.
Yeah.
It was like, why you by yourself? We don't want that. We want Mary. I mean, on radio, doing an interview, people telling we don't. What is this? This dude, man. This dude was doing all the marketing, all this stuff. I said, I know I got the records.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the records. I make the donuts. I don't market them. I don't promote them. I don't, you know, I'm not a PR guy. I don't know about that. I know when it ain't right. But I think I make the donuts so well that it's easy for you to promote them, market them. So I know I got the records, but this dude took it to a whole nother level, and it just ain't the same. Like, we miss you, Phil. We just miss you.
We miss you, Phil.
We need to reunite.
Lava.
That's where the lava came from.
Yeah.
I know.
LAVA.
So now explain Lava, please, for the people at home. Now that we actually have the official members,
I felt that me and Phil should have started a label.
called Lava.
Lava's, you know, heat.
Hot,
But
yeah.
LAVA.
Yep.
Lava. Let's go.
Yep. That's what it is. It's just that simple. LA and VA. And then before that,
Presidents of A&R, Chuck Harmony and Claude.
Yeah.
You know
I'm
what
here.
saying?
Yo, listen, I am here for the artist development.
I
Let's
just put me in
go.
the basement and let me make records. That's all I want to do.
I'm totally committed.
So, but Warryn, you've had so many hits. I mean, yes, Mary, Right? You mentioned Drew Hill. We talked Brandy, but let's get into a bit of hit, classic, sleeper.
I like this game.
I like it.
Is this something y'all do on the show?
Yes.
The first
Hit,
time.
Classic.
First time.
Okay.
This is the inaugural.
This is the A&R.
You feel what I'm saying?
We breaking ground.
Breaking ground here.
So we're gonna break it down. We're gonna rattle off some of your songs. A hit would be something you knew was a smash immediately. A classic.
Well, that's not fair though. I've never known that something was gonna be a smash for me. Not one time.
You know what the answer won't be.
A classic. It aged into greatness, and then a sleeper deserves way more than it got. I'll kick it off.
Okay.
Mario, Just a Friend.
I think it's all of those. Because one, it's already a classic because of where it came from.
Biz Marquee.
Came from Biz. Shout out to Biz. Oh, my brother.
Rest in peace, Biz.
He actually is beatboxing on the record for me. But yeah, and so also it's a sleeper because it only went so far, and then they moved that record to go to another record, which it was cool. It was one of my other records, but I was like, this one hasn't
Fully.
you know, he went gold. I'm like, come on, man, this guy can go double platinum.
Yeah.
I think it was a hit because, you know, it did some numbers, some decent numbers, and it wasn't marginal. It was for especially for black radio, it did well, but I just thought it could have, you know, it could have done more.
There's always something special though when you're breaking an artist is different than putting a hit on an artist that's already existing. It has a little bit more power and respect attached to it.
That record,
Right.
had it came out on the original artist that I would cut it on,
Usher.
I cut it on Usher first.
And it ended up on Mario.
Because Usher, he's making 8701, and some of the records got leaked. and the records that got leaked, he took off.
Yeah.
That one, this one, and then Poppy Collar.
Yep.
Now for me, we hadn't completed the deal
Okay.
for the record, so I was able to move that record over, and I
Without
played
it
with
getting
Clyde.
locked up. Yeah.
Clyde had played me this record on a soundtrack from this kid, Mario. The kid was singing. The record was called Tamika. It's like, this is dope. This kid, I said, but I got something I want you to hear. I ran back down to my hotel. J Records is just starting. They're still at the Waldorf Hotel, where their offices are. I come back with a DAT, with Usher singing. No, with Harold Lilly singing.
Just a friend, yeah.
Just a friend. He was like, this is perfect, And so, that's how that happened. But, yeah.
Here's another one. Homecoming by Kanye West.
Oh.
Hit classic or sleeper?
I'm going to call that one a sleeper.
Okay.
I'm calling it a sleeper.
Okay.
Because, I think it's a dope record. And I think, some people got it, some people didn't. But, you got Chris Martin on the record.
Right.
I feel like it could have been. But then I'm not going anywhere, and they don't know it.
Right.
So why wasn't it? And then it was a single, it was
Right.
video and all that. It's a funny story about that one. My sister was on the road singing with Kanye for a long time, and they're in London in the studio. He's playing on the record. Chris doesn't want to get on it. He says, man, I don't want to be the corny white guy on the record. And my sister starts humming. Na, 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 na. He goes, I like that. And then he writes the
Can we
hook.
just put some respect on Joy Star's name, please?
Put some respect on Joy Star's name worldwide. Yeah.
Worldwide, because she's been an integral part of so much of the creative process.
A lot of records that you don't know, like even Mary records, like records like Yesterday.
Yeah.
Them backgrounds, that's Joy, Erica, and Tina around one mic singing them backgrounds. Or songs like Heaven that I sampled she wrote the bridge. Like if I, God and Me, like she'll be like, oh, take this part. She's always I can say, Joy, come downstairs. But when we live, well, she don't live at home no more. Neither one of us do. But when she lived at home, I'm like, come downstairs. I need you to just do this bridge for me. She'll go in there and cut the bridge, write the bridge, sing the harmonies, and go back to doing whatever she was doing. Yeah. She's so dope.
Yeah, her mixtape still hit to this
Warren,
day.
do you remember when we were working on Coco's first gospel album, Grateful?
Yeah.
And Joy just came back from Japan.
Yep.
And she was like,
And went in there.
yes, like record time.
Yeah,
and there was Grateful. Yeah, but
She done wrote a lot of
so many.
Brandy, Chris Brown,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
different,
saying.
all kind of Angie Stone.
You read them credits, there's a lot of Joy Star in them credits across the board.
I don't think she don't get the credit, but she also don't realize that she's done so much.
Yeah.
She's like, I feel like I ain't done. I'm like, you done a lot. You done had 2 publishing deals. You was at EMI, then now she's at Universal. She's always doing stuff, but she's just like,
It's okay, she'll be on the podcast soon, don't worry.
have her, absolutely.
hit classic sleeper. What you got?
Let me ask you about Not My Daddy, Kelly Price.
Oh, shoot. It's Not My Daddy. I wouldn't say that's a sleeper, because where Kelly was at the time, she hadn't done an album, I don't think, in 7, maybe 8 years. So it had been a long time since people heard her. And this was a proud moment for me as a label owner, because I asked her, she wanted to do this album. I said, man, I got a small label, would just do it on my label. She was like, she looked at me like, okay, like, let's talk about it. And she ended up doing a deal with me. And we're working on this record, and she says, this was the proud moment. I met Kelly when she was signed to Def Jam. I did 2 albums on her at Def Jam. Fast forward, we're working on this project. She has this song called Not My Daddy that she just sent me. It's just a click track and her vocal on it. I put the piano stuff to it. I just played the piano to it, put the chords on it. I'm like, okay, cool. She was like, okay, so when you do the production, can you make it feel like mint condition? Like making like I said, okay. I said, well, how about this? Why don't we just get mint condition on it?
Right.
She was almost in tears and started jumping up and down. She was so happy because she had been telling her previous label, Def Jam, she said, I've been telling them that for years I want to do that. They would always ignore me. And now I'm here with you, and you're not even, I didn't even suggest it. I want the sound, but like you are telling me. That's what, so that was cool. I didn't know them at all. My brother, Teddy, I knew he's one of the coldest drummers in the world, so I know he got to know Stokely. So I called and said, you know Stokely? Yeah, that's my man. I said, can you get him for me? So he called Stokely. Boom, we hooked it up. Stokely I sent them the click track with the piano. And they did all that stuff. And sent it
They did
back.
all that?
They did all that. Sent it back.
Crazy.
Okay, I got one. I feel like I know what you're gonna say on this one though. Luther Vandross, Take You Out.
Oh. Yeah, that's a hit and a classic. I wouldn't call that a sleeper.
It's all of the above.
When you walking through the mall and you hear the saxophone version,
Yeah.
yeah, I see somebody doing it.
I got one. This is actually one of my favorites from your catalog. Shanice, When I Close My Eyes.
It's it's a sleeper though.
Yeah.
It's a sleeper, man.
Yeah.
You know, I did promo for that record. I was a radio guy.
Wow.
Mid-Atlantic. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's how I met Shanice.
Are you saying you're the reason why it's not a hit?
I got it as far as I can go. With my resources, Warren, you know what I mean? You know, hey, that's Shanice to tell you. I was out there hitting the pavement with her. We was hitting radio.
Listen,
yeah.
And that record I did hear on the radio here in LA. I'm driving. Theo,
Yeah,
92,
Theo.
92 when this is Shanice. I'm like, they're playing a record. That's dope, you know. And I was a huge Shanice fan, you know. So that was a big moment. And plus, just the put me in a situation where I'm getting able to have regular conversations with L.A. Reid like that. That was dope. You know what I mean? They first told me that record was going to TLC, and ended up. Big John was like, I think L.A. really always wanted it for Shanice. He just sold me TLC first. He probably never even played it for TLC. But I don't know if I don't know it to be true. But that was, you know, we talked about that. L.A. comes to my church all the time. So we talked about that record. Yeah. Yeah. It was wife.
LA comes to your church.
Yeah.
I got to pull up to Cali Worship.
Yeah, LA's there listen, at Cali Worship, you'll see L.A. Reid, you'll see Stevie Wonder, you'll see Lil Rel.
Yeah.
Everybody be just, you never know who you're going to see. You know, I'm working with this kid. I just finished his album, Detroit rapper named Skilla Baby. And I don't know him to be who, you know, he's, I guess, underground, I guess. But, like, I saw him, he comes in church, he has a baseball hat on with an Hermes scarf wrapped around his, and some glasses. And I see him like, Skilla Baby, what up, man? I don't think anybody knows him because he's a new artist to me. All the young people on this side of the church started screaming. I'm going, what the heck? Y'all know who Skilla Baby is? After church, my daughter and my niece was like, did you say Skilla Baby? He's here? I'm like, yeah, he was here. Oh my God. But you never know who's gonna be at the church. You just don't know.
You never know. You never know.
Hit classic sleeper, Warryn Campbell edition makes it.
Yo, Warryn, there's so much. We're gonna have to do a part 2 because. But we mentioned someone a couple times who I want to talk about because your partnership is rare. You and Harold Lilly.
Yeah.
Harold Lilly is one of the best songwriters out there. He's written some of the biggest classics of the last 25, 30 years. But you and him have a special creative connection, and you've done some powerful records together. I just want you to talk about working with Harold Lilly and the records you've done and what that partnership means to you.
But my partnership with Harold couldn't have come at a better time in my life. I met Harold, it was 99, 2000, somewhere around there. And it ain't like I was done doing music. I was just in a place where I was just kind of like, I felt like I wasn't doing the records that I wanted to do, the way I wanted to do them. And I didn't have anybody, a crew. I didn't have a team. I didn't have like, you know, a person writing lyrics with me a lot. I don't know where my sister was at the time. I feel like at that point she was in college. This was my younger sister. She was in college doing whatever. She wasn't around. I meet Harold, and the first day we get together, we wrote this song that nobody would ever hear. But this song was so different. The way he put these melodies and the words he put together, I was like, I finally found somebody who does what I do lyrically. Wow. So what I'm doing over here, what he's writing is like, oh my God, this is perfect. And it was so dope, it made me feel like it was a fluke.
Okay.
I was like, he certainly can't do that again. Next day, boom, again. Next day, boom, again. I was like, wait a minute. I said, okay, check this out. I got this, played this beat. I said, I'm gonna sing the hook. Oh, baby, you got what I need. That's what I hear over this. He was like, give me a minute. I walk out. I come back maybe 8 minutes later, and I see he has a notepad. He wrote all the time. He only wrote in pencil. Back then, matter of fact, I hooked him with my jeweler. He got a gold pencil with a diamond tip because everything was pencil, right? But his writing is so little you can't read. It's tiny, like little ants. Then he says, "Okay, this is it. I want to know your name, man. I want to know if you got a man. Yeah. I want to know everything. I want to know if you can, cause all the lyrics." I'm like,
the flow.
What in the world? So I felt like, okay, this is it. This is we getting ready to turn into the next Jam and Lewis.
Right.
And, we still talk about that now. I'm building a studio downtown. And he was at my house a couple weeks ago. I said, I need to come. I need to show you something. So I took him to the new studio. So he looks at me and goes, so, this is where the next one is going to happen.
Let's go.
And I got so hyped that he said that.
Yeah.
I said, man, come on, man. Let's lock back in. Because, we all started doing just different stuff.
Yeah.
He went off and did his label hardcover and did a bunch of stuff. And I did a bunch of stuff. I said, nah, let's come on. It's very important. I've never had a partnership like that. I don't think there'll never be another one like that.
That was the original Lava.
The original Lava, yeah.
That's the original Lava. V8.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's my man, Harold. He's a one of one.
You guys have done some amazing things together.
Yeah. He's an original man. He's like, there's nothing on earth. There's nobody on earth like Harold Lilly. The way he thinks, the way he talks, the way he sees, the way he views the world is just different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That man can write. He can look at those numbers on that screen right there and write something about that'll make you lose your mind. He wrote the song for my wedding. My wedding, it's Warryn and Erica, We. He wrote a song called We. The opening line, it's no longer you or I. It's no longer yours or mine. But forever it will be we. Just the stuff. Oh my God,
Crazy.
That's so genius.
Yeah, man.
he's the man. Shout out Harold Lilly.
Shout out Harold Lilly for being one of the true geniuses in the game right now.
Absolutely.
Warryn, you do a lot. I mean, producer, husband, father, executive, pastor. How does this all coexist in the same life?
The same life. You said.
Yeah, same life. How do you manage and balance it all? I've always wondered that.
I mean, Chuck mentioned earlier that I play a bunch of different instruments. I think it kind of works like that. I'm playing different instruments, right? But it's all kind of. I'm a musician. I'm a father, pastor, producer, all those things. I'm just coaching. It's just a coach. You know what I mean? It's just.
Wow.
And so I get to show up as me, authentically, everywhere I am, being the same person. I'm just in a different room.
Okay.
But I'm still looking at a situation going like, don't do that. Try it this way. Just my suggestion. Go to church. Hey, try this. Just my suggestion. With my kids, hey, guys, listen. I suggest you do this. So, I get to be the same person. It feels like I'm doing to me, it doesn't feel like I'm doing a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing just one long thing. It's just like all the time. What is, I guess, not a hassle, but you do get pulled a lot of different directions.
Yeah.
So you always have somebody. I'm always looking for time to myself. Always searching for the time or the moment where I don't have to talk to anybody.
I feel that.
Yeah, I feel that. Watch Mad Men.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, bro.
On my couch with some Cherry's Jubilee ice cream from Baskin Robbins.
Yes, bro.
A bucket of it. Just nobody.
Nobody bothering you. Just you, the ice cream, and Mad Men for a little while.
Yeah, like give me 3 days out of a month where nobody talks to me, and I'm good.
Yeah, man.
That's that peace. That peace.
We all have our own interpretation of what it is that you do and just how we felt your music over the years. I'd love to know, just from your POV, what is the legacy of Warryn Campbell? Like, when it's all said and done.
I want to be known as the most prolific producer, meaning I can do any genre, and when I do it, it doesn't sound like a hip hop guy trying to do R&B, an R&B guy trying to do gospel.
Yeah.
I'm authentic to every genre that I touch.
Yeah.
And I think, as far as the black genres, in black music, we got gospel, rap, R&B. Then there's jazz, I guess, right? But at least those three categories, I've been able to win Grammy Awards in all three categories, for hip hop, for R&B and for gospel.
Warryn, we couldn't have you here. We sound crazy. I mean, again, without celebrating all of your work, all of the genres you worked in. During this moment, we typically do what we call the Irby.
The Esther Roll Black Excellence Award.
Claude, you want to explain what
Esther Roll?
Black Excellence
I love
Award. Because Esther Roll, we know her, of course, as an actress, but she had a gospel album in 1975
She
called
did have a
Garden
gospel
of My
album.
Mind, which blew our minds and also reminded us that we got to be celebrating our greats, hopefully while they're still here, for the totality of their talent, and making sure that we're honoring people that don't often get the love that they deserve. So that was inspiration behind the award, the Esther Roll Black Excellence Award.
That's so dope.
But for people like you, we have a special place that we sound crazy. Very elite, is super elite. But I will say, who was it? Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis?
Yep.
Dallas Austin?
Dallas Austin.
I'm talking about our producer Hall of Fame.
Oh, y'all got an actual award.
I feel honored.
Warryn Campbell.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Very. Come on. Man. Yeah.
You deserve it, bro. Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. It's so deserved. It's so deserved.
Thank you guys, man. This is so dope.
Just put up the next to the Grammys, you know what I'm saying?
And Mary won the Black Excellence Award declared, but this is specific
This
to
is-
producers.
wow,
This is literally you, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Dallas
Dallas Austin.
Austin,
I think that's it.
and that's it.
That's it.
So
it.
yeah.
And special
Thank you
props
guys,
because when we first had the idea for this podcast, right? We were sitting in Nashville just chatting about music, and you're one of the first people that played along.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I called you on a random
called
set.
you. And I know you didn't know what we were talking about, huh?
Yeah. No, it was right before.
Right before.
Yeah. And we're like, let's just see who's in the phone in our phones that will answer. And Phil called you
On a Saturday.
and held the phone to the microphone like this, super hood. He's like, so Warryn, I don't know if you can hear me, but I have you on the microphone, and you talked to us for a good minute about whatever craziness we asked you, but those were the building blocks to what the show we have now. And to finally be in LA for the first time and to have you on, and to talk about all of this with you, and to just say how much we've been inspired by you. We could not without giving you
Thank you.
the
man.
Irby.
Thank you so much.
We love you, man.
I love you guys, man. This is like, y'all know this. I don't have to tell y'all this, but you do what you love.
Yeah.
Because you just have a passion for it. You never know where it's landing or who's listening. I have no idea. So for anybody to recognize you, man, it's always special, man. I really appreciate this.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you,
bro.
This is dope, man. Thank you guys. And you guys are doing some amazing work, man. Like, this podcast is everywhere. You guys I guess y'all just hung in there and just kept swinging, man. Now
Yeah,
y'all
we
killing
can't quit. Yeah, we can't quit.
Not now.
Now, the information is too valuable. We want people to see this conversation in particular. There's so many different kinds of people that need to see this, right? I think black men need to see it. I think musicians and producers need to see it.
Yeah.
Aspiring businessmen need to see it. And so that's why we could not stop. That's why we wanted to make sure we got people like you in person, because the information is too valuable.
And I'm worried, man. You guys are helping. I'm worried about not just music, but entertainment in general. What we're leaving to the next generation, the kind of business we're leaving them.
Yeah.
Like, I got kids. They want to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't want them to.
Because it's scary.
It's like we made money.
Right.
they don't have the same.
Right.
It's not the same.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
like-
I mean, y'all want to do it, but I feel like I'm gonna have to pay for it. You know what I mean? But I'm always, you know, appreciative of guys doing what you guys do because, you know, the information and just, you know, bringing to bear into the forefront people that have been forgotten or unsung or people that, you know, you may not have known my story like that.
Right,
Because,
right,
you
right.
know, on purpose, I stayed kind of, until my wife and them started doing that reality show, I was very happy being just kind of anonymous. Like everybody thought I was 45 years old and white, you know, but like once that happened, I was like, oh, you're him? It's like, yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah,
But-
we got to know you on the reality show. We love that. We were telling them we loved you on the reality show.
Man, thank you guys, man. Y'all thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So dope, so dope.
Make sure you follow us on all platforms at We Sound Crazy and WeSoundCrazy.com. Click and subscribe below.
Warryn, which Mary Mary song best ends this conversation? If you're producing the end of this show, what songs are the credits rolling on?
I called my mother. I had this idea. I said, Mom, I want to do the song with all these legends. Can you get them all here? Gave her a list of people. I told her I want Andraé Crouch, Joe Lagan, Daryl Coley, Tremaine Hawkins, Walter Hawkins, Karen Clark Sheard, and Dorinda Clark. Can you get them all in one room at the same time? My mom, no problem. She got them all there, and we did a song with Mary Mary called "It Will All Be Worth It," and I think that sums up everything, and like everything I've gone through, highs, lows. At the end of it, man, it's all worth it.
It's all worth it.
It was all worth it.
I love that.
Yeah,
We're ending with it will all be worth it.
it will all be worth it.
Yeah, man.
Make some noise for Warryn Campbell. Thank you.
Yo, we did it! South Central Los Angeles, we did it. Hamilton High School, we did it.
Until next week, y'all. We Sound Crazy. We out of here.
Peace. That was awesome, Warryn.
Nah,
We sound crazy.